Hello, everyone. My name is Jay Roberts, and I'm so excited to just kind of have this chat, this little talk with you today in this series. My name is Jay Roberts. Once again, I am the CEO of J Nairobi Beauty Consultancy. I've been in the beauty industry for over 2 decades. I'm a licensed master cosmetologist, as well as a licensed master cosmetology instructor. And my passion is to take unlicensed beauty workers that's not being paid their worth, transform them to licensed professionals that is paid their worth, and just empower them to thrive in the beauty industry. So I also service all phases of hairdressing in a local salon. So as you can see, beauty has been a part of what I do for a long, long time, and I love it. So when I was talking to the author of this series, I was like, it's going to be about beauty. One of the things you wanted to focus on was everyday people sharing everyday stories to inspire or motivate others. So I want to inspire you in the whole realm or in the concept of beauty. So let's begin by framing the word beauty. Beauty is when we enhance something to make it more appeasing to the senses. And when you look up that word, it says especially the sight. So when you enhance or you do something to make something more beautiful by sight or by smell or by touch, etc. But there's also another definition, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I don't butcher it. It says qualities in a person or thing that gives pleasure to the senses or pleasurably exalts the mind of the spirit. I love that definition because it's not saying it's only things that can add value to the physical, but it also goes deeper to where you can exalt from the spirit and the mind. Because truly, we're spiritual beings just living in this physical world. So as I go through this talk and as we have this little chat, I want you to stay focused on beauty as a holistic concept. So when you wake up every day, what does every day mean? It means something we do daily. Something we do daily. I want you to focus on holistic beauty daily, where not only do you take care of the physical, but you also reach in and beautify and enhance yourself inwardly. Why should we do that? Why should we do this? That's the big word, that's the word now. What is your why? Well, one, we're designed to live inside out, but unfortunately most people live outside in. So we're naturally God ordained to live inside out. For one, it feels more naturally when you're living from a beauty standpoint inside out. It flows. It allows you to be your authentic self. It allows you to show up in a better way. And one of the most important reasons you should look at beauty holistically is it helps solidify relationships. Now, with that, relationships are key. If you want to progress professionally, you're going to have effective relationships. If you want your family to grow, thrive, and achieve things, you're going to have to function holistically. Okay, so beauty is important not only physically, but it's also important when you're looking at it in an internal manner. So let's look at beauty starting with the physical. And right now I'm going to go into some things and talk about some things which you can do to be beautiful every day. So I've kind of framed some things. So every day you can take these tips, you can take these suggestions and do them. And you're going to start to see that your life is going to start to change. You're going to be more fulfilled. You're going to have better days, and you're going to actually start to attract more healthier relationships. And then that's going to be more doors opening to you. So like I said, my key point for this whole talk is to look at beauty from a holistic manner, outer and inner. So let's look at what we can do daily to beautify ourselves. Now, I know one of the best things you can do is hygiene. Now, that's self-explanatory. I'm not going to even go in depth. Okay, what enhancements could we use? What could we do to make ourselves that's appeasing to the senses with that? Definitely hygiene. And I don't even have to go into that, from the bathing, the shower, the soaps, the baths, the perfumes, etc. Another thing we can do is jewelry, clothing. And let's not just talk about personally. You can beautify your home. You can do curtain treatments. You can add furniture. You can enhance that to make it a more beautiful space when people come over. Cars. I see a lot of people do this with cars. Okay. You get a nice paint job. You add different type of rims. You may throw some tints. So those are all physical things you can do to beautify a thing or enhance a thing so it can be, quote unquote, more beautiful. But that is so easy. That is so easy. And unfortunately, I am finding that most people put so many hours and dollars and money and those things, but they will never get the reward that they would do if they would just learn how to beautify their inward being. So let's talk about inward beauty. Now we're getting a little bit deeper, because it's easy to go buy something and attach it or add it. But when we start to talk about inner beauty, and you remember my first definition, where that is more of exalting from what? The spirit and the mind. Okay, that's talking about your relationship with your higher person. That's talking about your reasoning. That's talking about your emotional intelligence. That's talking about being compatible, being cooperative, etc. So that's going to take a little bit more than just buying something. Now, of course, you can always buy some self-help things, but I'm just going to give you some practical ways that you can beautify yourself inwardly. Now, this is the key. When I talk about inwardly, I'm talking about two things. I'm talking about spirit and soul. Spirit and soul. Instead of soul, you can say personality, however you want to frame it. We do have a physical body, but there is also a spiritual part to us. There is also a immaterial part to us that resides in us, and we have to take care of that daily. So many people skip that. So let's look at our spirit. Our spirit, not to go too deep, because I just want to keep this very light on this particular topic. Your spirit, that's that immaterial, that spiritual part of you that desires a connection with a higher power. One thing I've learned, that this desire is universal to all people of all demographics. Most people will desire connection, affiliation with a higher power. They will desire purpose. They would desire, hey, why am I here? I know it's just not to work, pay bills, and go to work. So that is the part of you that definitely needs to be enhanced. It needs to be beautified, and it also needs to be healthy. Okay, so let's look at what we can do daily to enhance that. One, you can read. You can read or listen. Find something about your God, your higher power, your religious or faith-based belief. I need you to read 5 minutes a day. Just start out with 5 minutes. You can always increase. So you're going to find something to read or to listen to for 5 minutes that pertains to your faith-based identity or perspective. And like I say, take the time to really read and listen. Don't be distracted. Don't be drinking coffee. Don't be trying to talk on the phone. Just take the time. Just give it 5 minutes. Next, you're going to speak. You're going to speak. Now, if you're listening, it's going to be hard to speak everything. So I suggest reading. So you're going to, while you're reading, you're going to read out loud. Read out loud. So during those 5 minutes, you're reading something that's faith-based and you're reading it out loud. And then you're going to write. For 2 minutes, you're going to write down just some key points that you received from that particular passage, from that particular video as well. Then you're going to take some time to meditate. That means you're just going to close the eyes, settle the mind, and you're just going to ponder over what you read, what you spoke, and what you probably wrote down. And all of this does not take a long time. It takes about 10 minutes to do. So that's one thing you can do daily to help edify your spirit man. You can read something, you can speak something, you can write something, and you can meditate and ponder a thing that's attached to your faith-based preference. That would do wonders for you. And if you do this in the morning, you can do it at any time. It's really, really, really going to set your day. This really, really helps me as I go through my day. And then let's look at the scope or the personality or the reasoning component. That is what we experience. You ever met someone was like, oh, you're beautiful on the outside, but as I got to know him or her, I see that they were not a beautiful person. And you can do the same thing with beautifying your soul every day. You can read and listen to something that's motivational. And it doesn't even have to be for a long period of time. Just read something or listen to something that is motivational. Now, after you read that, what you're going to do is write an affirmation from it. And it's going to be an I am affirmation. Because I read something and listened to it, and my affirmation is I am more than enough. I am more than a conqueror. Well, whatever the particular topic that you're listening to, next you're going to write an affirmation to it. Then you're going to take the time to write 5 things that you're just grateful for. Grateful for my job, grateful for my kids, grateful, etc. You're going to write 5 things. Then once again, you're going to end it out with a meditation. And while you're in that meditation, you're going to be pondering what you heard or read on the motivational speech. You're going to be pondering your affirmation. You're going to be pondering those 5 things that you are grateful for. Because what I love about meditation, it makes it marinate and it makes it go in deeper. So you're going to do that at least for 2 or 3 minutes as well. So once again, this is just probably a 10-minute activity that you can do that can help with your soul and help develop your personality. Now, y'all, there are so many things that you can do. I just chose this. I have a bag full, but just chose this to kind of help you out. So in closing, I just wanted to come here and talk about beauty and to get you to look at beauty as holistic, outwardly, inwardly, and remember, every day you need to be beautifying yourself physically, but you also need to be beautifying and enhancing your inward man. And just take time to enhance your spirit, soul, and body daily, and you'll definitely see your life begin to change and you have positive relationships with others. So thank you for having me on this series. Connect at J Nairobi if you would like more information. Thank you. Bye.